we think of mass extinctions, most of us immediately imagine the dinosaurs' dramatic end, with a massive asteroid hurtling toward Earth, wiping out the mighty creatures that once ruled our planet. But what if I told you that there was an extinction event far more catastrophic, one that nearly ended life on Earth as we know it? Welcome to the Permian Extinction, also known as the Great Dying, a period so intense and devastating that it obliterated almost 90% of Earth's species. In this episode of Amazing World Facts, we'll dive deep into this prehistoric apocalypse, unraveling the mysteries of what really happened 252 million years ago. To understand the magnitude of the Permian extinction, we need to first take a look at the world before this cataclysmic event. Picture this. The world is a supercontinent known as Pangaea, where lush forests and vast deserts stretch across the land. The climate is warmer than today, and a diverse array of life forms thrives both on land and in the oceans. The Permian period, which began around 299 million years ago, was an era of great evolutionary advancement. Reptiles had begun to dominate the terrestrial ecosystems, and the ancestors of mammals were starting to appear. In the oceans, trilobites, brachiopods, and various marine reptiles ruled the seas. This was a time of abundance and diversification, a golden age of life, so to speak. But little did these creatures know, their world was on the brink of an unprecedented disaster. The Earth's ecosystems were thriving, but the seeds of destruction were already being sown deep within the planet. So what could possibly trigger such a massive extinction? Scientists have long debated the causes, but the most accepted theory points to a catastrophic series of volcanic eruptions in a region known today as the Siberian Traps. These eruptions weren't your average volcanoes. They were colossal, spewing out vast amounts of lava, ash, and gases over an extended period, possibly lasting hundreds of thousands of years. The Siberian Traps are an enormous expanse of volcanic rock in present-day Russia, and during the Permian period, they were a hotbed of volcanic activity. The scale of these eruptions was truly mind-boggling. It's estimated that these volcanoes released enough lava to cover the entire continental United States to a depth of nearly 1 mile. But it wasn't just the lava that caused problems. The real killers were the gases released during these eruptions. Massive amounts of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide were pumped into the atmosphere, leading to a cascade of environmental disasters. The result? Global temperatures soared and the oceans turned acidic, creating a hostile environment for life both on land and in the seas. As the climate spiraled out of control, ecosystems around the world began to collapse. The oceans, once teeming with life, became toxic death traps. The increase in carbon dioxide levels led to ocean acidification, which severely impacted marine life, especially organisms with calcium carbonate shells, like coral reefs and shelled marine creatures. The warming of the oceans also caused a decrease in oxygen levels, a phenomenon known as anoxia. As oxygen levels plummeted, marine species that relied on it for survival began to die off en masse. Entire ecosystems that had flourished for millions of years were now rapidly disappearing. On land, the situation wasn't any better. The rapid climate change led to the destruction of vast forests, and many species simply couldn't adapt quickly enough to the new, harsh conditions. As the temperature rose, droughts became more severe, and the land became increasingly arid. Food chains were disrupted, and species that once thrived in a stable environment found themselves on the brink of extinction. In the aftermath of the Permian extinction, the Earth was a shadow of its former self. The once vibrant ecosystems were now barren wastelands. It's estimated that 96% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrate species were wiped out. Entire groups of animals, such as the trilobites, which had thrived for hundreds of millions of years, were completely eradicated. The biosphere was so devastated that it took millions of years for life to recover. The early Triassic period, which followed the Permian, was marked by a dramatically reduced diversity of life. The survivors of the Permian extinction were the lucky few, species that could adapt to the harsh new conditions, or those that were simply in the right place at the right time. Among these survivors were the ancestors of modern mammals, reptiles, and eventually, us humans. But life finds a way. Over the next several million years, these survivors would gradually diversify and evolve, leading to the complex web of life we see today. However, the Permian extinction left an indelible mark on the history of life on Earth. It was a stark reminder of the fragility of our planet's ecosystems and the devastating impact that rapid environmental change can have. While the volcanic eruptions of the Siberian Traps are widely regarded as the primary trigger of the Permian extinction, other factors may have contributed to this catastrophic event. Some scientists speculate that the initial volcanic activity could have set off a chain reaction of environmental disasters. One theory suggests that the intense volcanic activity could have triggered the release of methane hydrates from the ocean floor. Methane is a potent greenhouse gas, far more effective at trapping heat than carbon dioxide. If large amounts of methane were suddenly released into the atmosphere, it could have caused a rapid and extreme rise in global temperatures, exacerbating the already dire conditions. Another theory posits that the destruction of the ozone layer could have played a role in the extinction. The massive release of volcanic gases might have led to the depletion of the ozone layer, allowing harmful ultraviolet radiation to reach the Earth's surface. This increased radiation would have been deadly to many forms of life, particularly those in the shallow seas and on land. And then there's the possibility of a meteorite impact, much like the one that wiped out the dinosaurs. While there is less evidence to support this theory for the Permian extinction, some scientists believe that a cosmic impact could have contributed to the global chaos. The truth is, the exact cause of the Permian extinction remains one of the greatest mysteries in Earth's history. It was likely a combination of factors: volcanic activity, climate change, and possibly other events that together created the perfect storm for a global catastrophe. So, what can we learn from the Permian extinction? For one, it serves as a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of Earth's ecosystems and the delicate balance that sustains life. The Great Dying was triggered by natural processes, but it shows us how quickly the environment can change and how devastating those changes can be. Today, we're facing our own environmental challenges: climate change, habitat destruction, and biodiversity loss. While the causes may be different, the consequences could be just as severe. The Permian extinction teaches us that life on Earth is resilient, but also fragile. We must take action to protect our planet and ensure that history doesn't repeat itself. The story of the Permian extinction is a sobering one, but it's also a story of survival. Despite the odds, life found a way to recover and thrive once again. It's a testament to the resilience of life on Earth, and a call to action for us to preserve this incredible planet for future generations. The Permian extinction was a dark chapter in Earth's history, a time when life nearly came to an end. But it was also a turning point, a moment that shaped the future of life on our planet. As we look back on this ancient catastrophe, let's remember the lessons it holds for us today. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time, exploring one of the most profound events in the history of our planet. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Amazing World Facts for more incredible stories from the past, present, and future. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.